This is Ben Davidson. Subscribe to Sporting Icons.
Okay, so Eddie Hearn has stated that December 23rd is still the date for Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn. It's a case of whether it will be in Abu Dhabi, whether it will be at Wembley Stadium, who knows. But regardless, Anthony Joshua could feature on the same card. Now, whether that be as chief support on the undercard or as the main event. Seems a little bizarre. It does. Now, obviously, if Joshua does fight as the undercard, it's almost like Joshua is winding down now. You know, he's not going to be the headliner and all that kind of stuff. But again, I suppose it depends on who it is that he fights. I mean, if he was to fight, say, a Carlos Takam again, for example, would that really be a headline fight for a lot of people? Probably not. But ultimately, listen, it would make it a stacked card, that's for sure. And if you're a DAZN subscriber, of course, it's going to be pay-per-view regardless, isn't it? So that's good to have both Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn and Anthony Joshua versus whomever it may be. And of course, he's not talking about Joshua versus Wilder. This is a case of if the Wilder fight doesn't happen before December, then Joshua may take another fight on this particular card and then go fight Wilder after. But as I said in the previous video there could be a potential for Anthony Joshua to be fighting Filip Hrgović for the vacant IBF World Heavyweight title, as the IBF have already put out. So Joshua's going to be in between a rock and a hard place. Do I fight Hrgović for the IBF World title, or do I fight Wilder? So it's going to be a tough one. So it is going to be interesting to see what happens. Anthony Joshua as an undercard fighter, that doesn't quite seem right. It doesn't quite seem right. But understandably, listen, a lot of it will be down to the lack of dates that are available, lack of venues that are available, of course. So what do you do? Would he allow Joshua to go fight on somebody else's platform? I wouldn't have thought so. I really wouldn't have thought so. So I think this is more about date and the fact that we're approaching the end of the year. Joshua wants to fight. And of course, he still wants to put on the Eubank and Benn fight. Just put them both on. But of course, the Anthony Joshua haters, they'll start calling him an undercard fighter and a chief support kind of fighter. He's fallen off his pedestal, all that kind of good stuff, and that's fine. But ultimately, people will watch. It doesn't matter who he fights. People will watch. He is the numbers man. He is. But it can only be down to lack of venues and lack of date right now. That's the only thing it could possibly be down to, isn't it? As they've pretty much announced everything else. So anyway, we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out. It will feel strange seeing Anthony Joshua not the main event. That is for sure. But there again, do you put Eubank versus Conor Benn as a chief support? Tough one, isn't it? Personally, I don't think any of this is going to happen. As in, I don't think Joshua's going to feature on the same card. You never know, though. You never know. This is boxing. And, of course, it depends on who it is he's going to fight. Because, obviously, this is going to cost them a lot of money, isn't it? To pay Joshua and his opponent, as well as Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. That's a serious amount of cash. But if he's going to put it on in Dubai or the United Arab Emirates or any kind of part around there, Abu Dhabi, then, listen, if they can afford it, I suppose why not? Drop your thoughts below. Click thumbs up, subscribe. Catch you next video.